Hello, my name's Duncan, and welcome to Back Away from Talking About Books. And here we are with the hero we all needed, Jar Jar Binks. Might even put that on a thumbnail. I could do one with Watto. I have Watto here. Okay, enough of that silliness. It is my BookTube anniversary, and it is number 2. And I thought I'd do a BookTube taggy thingy for it. So on the 24th September, 2 years ago, I did my first BookTube video, which was obviously my introduction to BookTube thing, which I can't remember what they called because my brain has gone a bit dead. I've got a piece of paper of list of questions. There is 2 anniversary tags flying around. I have amalgamated the 2, added a few extra questions, so this is now the BookTube Anniversary Redux, amalgamated by myself. So, yeah, I've got bits of paper, and some of these I've already written down notes for myself, other ones it's going to be off the cuff, and I will probably ramble a bit. So, BookTube Anniversary Redux, as we are now calling this, because it's amalgam. I said there was 2 tags. I couldn't find out who did the original ones. One of them involved people mentioning arcs and stuff, but there were some interesting questions in both of them, so I sort of added them and added a couple of my own. So, question 1 is the easy question. What year am I celebrating? 2 whole years. 2 whole years doing this thing. Okay, and I am surprised I'm still here. Am I surprised I'm still here? I think most people start BookTube or start doing BookTube stuff, and if they get past the first 6 months, they're probably going to do it long term. That's my own personal theory. You know, they may have breaks and stuff, but I think past 6 months, long termish. Okay, question number 2. What genres does your channel generally focus upon? Obviously a lot of science fiction if you've been watching me, a lot of fantasy, but I do go off-piste and do some historical fiction and anything else I can really think of and watch. I've even done some Mills and Boon stuff at certain points, and I'm actually going to do some more at one point, and some Reader's Digest. I will read anything that interests me, but obviously my main interests revolve around a lot of science fiction and a lot of fantasy, but I have other interests, and most of it is probably pre-2000, and most of it is probably pre-1990 actually. I'm a big fan of like the Golden Age and going into the new wave of science fiction. I'm a big fan of those areas. So yeah, that is question 2. Question 3. What videos are you most proud of and why? I'm going to start with the silly one. I am really proud. I did Giant April with Roy from Roy Reads Anything. Or does he read anything or everything? I can't remember what he does. He does something anyway. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the amount of videos up I wanted to for that, just because of life, and it's not been a particularly brilliant year. But I did do a trailer for that, and I tried to base this trailer around old titles of Dallas, and I really, really liked it. I don't know how many people saw it. In fact, I'm going to put it in the middle of this video. So here is the trailer I did for Giant April, and it's silly. So here we go. That was my Giant April trailer. Too much time on my hands, probably that day. Okay, so, the other one that I'm really, really proud of, just because of its silliness, which I'm going to actually give you a copy of as well, is my werewolf break one from last October, from the spooky season. So here we are. Give me a copy of that. Give you 2 videos in here just for you.
This is the werewolf break. Have you guessed who the werewolf is? Is it Paul Foot? Jan? Davina? Dr. Lundgren? Caroline? You have 30 seconds to give your answer. Made up your mind. Let's see if you're right.
Okay, now onto the serious ones I'm proud of. I have really loved doing the podcast that I do with Al, the podcasty thing. Go and listen to it. It's normally about an hourish long. Just me and Al talking about books and stuff related to books, lots of films and some comics and some random things. And I really enjoyed doing it. I said we just had one dropped last week. Probably not huge amounts of people listen to it, but I really enjoyed doing it. It gets my mind working, and it's just nice to talk to Al. Al's a great guy to talk to. Go and see his channel, and so I've really loved doing that. So that has been good, and also I did a talk with him on Okay Dicks Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was another thing that I really love doing. We were going to do one on Roadside Picnic, but life and our schedules got in the way and we weren't able to actually do that. I'm hoping that one day we might do it again. We might have time to do that again, but even do some other books with him. And I'd love to continue doing stuff like that with him, which hopefully we will do, and anybody else, because I really enjoyed it. It's the bouncing of ideas off people. It really was fun. And it's one of the things that I think I came to BookTube for, and I didn't realise that that's what I came here for. Other videos that I'm proud of. My Wheel of Time video, there's only one up here at the moment. I was meant to be talking about it as I was reading The Eye of the World. Go along, I did the first 10 chapters, I think. I wrote notes for the rest of it, but illness and life and stuff got in the way, so I've not finished it off with the rest of it to finish that book off, which I'm going to because I wrote notes as I was going along. But I just really enjoyed just sitting there talking about a book as I was reading along. So I'm hoping to finish that off in the next couple of months and maybe do that on another book. And those are the ones that really stick in my mind of stuff that I really love doing this year. And also I just like playing around with stuff. Okay, and 4. Question 4 is, what type of videos do you like to watch on BookTube? Recommend 3 videos from other BookTubers to watch. This is one that I sort of adapted. Okay. I like BookTube videos. It can vary. I quite like watching stuff about stuff that I don't even read if the BookTubers are good and engaging. I said Steve Donahue, I watched quite a lot of his videos, and a lot of stuff is stuff that I wouldn't go to read, but I just find it interesting when people talk about things that they obviously really like and love. So I'm going to recommend Paul Mars. He's a booktuber I discovered recently. He's also an author. His surname is spelled M-A-G-R-S, and I only found out how to pronounce it because I looked him up on Wikipedia, because he's an author. He's written some stuff for Doctor Who, and he's done some of his own solo stuff. I'm looking forward to actually getting some of his books to actually read, because it's quite interesting. But his channel, he does talking about his work and what he does and what he's enjoying reading, and it's just really interesting. He did a video called Reading Should Be for Pleasure. Go and watch that, because it is a fantastic video. It's just him sat there in his study and he's explaining his ideas about things that maybe you would like to incorporate into your reading to make it more enjoyable. And it's not really rules, but it's really well thought out, and you may or may not agree with some of the stuff, but it's well worth watching. So yeah, Paul Mars. Second one was, I had to include a video from Roy, because I included one from him last year from Roy Reads Anything or Everything. I need to remember. But he did one on King Kong, on the history of King Kong. And it is a fantastic video for Giant April, and it is really, really good watch. He always has lots of interesting videos that goes off-piste on, so always worth a watch. And the other one is from Bookspin, who's a science fiction booktuber. He did a video with Alistair Reynolds that came out last week, which is talking about short stories and short story writing, and that is really, really good. So that's worth it. So there's links to all this stuff. There's going to be links to all this stuff down below. So yeah, so that was question 4. The next one is, what non-BookTube content do you watch and recommend free videos? Okay, first one, I've recommended Cold Crash Pictures before, because I really, really like him as a YouTuber, and he does some really, really good insights into films, and he's also got a thing about dinosaurs in films. So I'm going to recommend his video, Learning from Bad Dinosaur Films, and I'll put a link to that. It is really, really good. His video is quite long, so quite good to have on in the background and things. He's actually dropped one the other day that I haven't watched yet. And then I'm going to recommend Nikki Dunn. Nikki Dunn she lives down in New Zealand and has got a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and it's just film of her walks with this lovely dog. And I like things like that. And things like that just find interesting. And third one is another doggy one. It's a really weird thing. I like stuff in the background. And there's a channel called Girl with Dogs. And basically she's a dog groomer. And she grooms on all these dogs. And she's got another channel called Girl with Dogs 2. And so I'm not going to recommend specific videos. I'll put both those channels below. And it's just her grooming these dogs. And it's her knowledge of the dogs. And it's just cute dogs being groomed. And it's a weird thing to watch, I know. Because I also randomly watch people fix people's lawns. Actually, I'll put a link to it below. There's people that go around and go into their community. Especially, seems to be in America a lot. I haven't really found much in the UK. That seem to go around and do abandoned houses' lawns. I don't know whether it's because the local councils or districts don't clean it up or something. But it's quite weird. But these huge overgrown gardens and watching somebody clean all those up is just really fascinating. I did watch one the other week, which was this guy cleaning up from this old couple, their garden, and that was well worth watching. So yeah, I'll put a couple of those links down below as well. Weird stuff that I'm watching YouTube that have on in the background. So 5 is now a more specific video. Question. How have your videos changed over the past year? What worked and what didn't? So what worked and what didn't? Define what didn't work, because to me, I'm here to have fun and talk about what I love. So if I didn't think it was working, I would not put the video up. And I don't judge whether a video works by how many views it gets, because that way madness lies. And I know the sort of videos to do to get more views, which would be lots of top 10 stuff. You always get lots of views for those, but that's not what I do. I do occasionally do stuff like that if I'm excited and I want to do something, but that's not what my content is. So so what did work is obviously the podcast. I will say one thing that didn't quite come to fruition is I have a blog that I've been severely neglecting, and I'm trying to get material up on there to link it with some of my videos. There's some stuff up there now. There's a link below if you want to go and have a look at it. There's quite a lot of stuff up there from years ago. I recently did a bit on James L. Jones, and hopefully one of my main things that didn't really work this year is me keeping on top of what I wanted to do. I think I'll talk about that in a bit. Anyway. Okay. Next question is one of my questions. What is your favourite film about the Napoleonic Wars, and why is it Peter Weir's Master and Commander? I think it's a simple enough question. Master and Commander, a fantastic film. If you've not watched it, sit in a dark room, watch it, listen to the sound design. And the reason why Master and Commander is so good, Peter Weir, fantastic director, his first film, The Cars That Ate Paris, Great Picnic at Hanging Rock, The Truman Show, before reality TV was really a thing. But yes, so your favourite film about the Napoleonic Wars, we know, is Master and Commander. Go and watch it. Everything about that film is wonderful. The visuals, the music, the sound design. It's just, and even the dodgy joke about the weevil. But anyway, that's question 6. What is your most popular video? This one was just about a month or so before the year started, but I'm going to count this. Weirdly, I did a book on why we should love mass market paperbacks. And that video has by far, by thousands, the greatest view count on any of my videos. And I do not understand why, because it was just a random video that I made when I saw Steve Donahue make a throwaway comment about mass market paperbacks. And every now and then I get random comments on it. But that video, by far, has got about 2,000 or 3,000 views on it, which for my channel is a huge amount. And it's by far the biggest viewed video. And I'm really, really confused by it. But yeah, I'll put a link to that one below. I do not understand why. I really don't. And now on to the final sheet of paper. Oh, sorry, just looking out there. Cargo and pie. What challenges do you have creating videos? Time. And my ideas are bigger than what I have time to do a lot of the time. Time. Did I say time too many times? If you don't know, I'm a carer for my wife who's got a disability and is ill. And that is obviously my priority. And I can be up all hours of the night and it all gets very complicated. So I run out of time. I don't have enough time in the day to do everything. I'm behind this month because I'm doing some stuff on overpopulation, and I was hoping to get more videos out by this point of the month. And what was originally going to be a sort of a week to a month of videos is now probably going to spread over a couple of months or indefinitely because my problems with time. And this year I've had worse problems with time, I think, than I did last year. And so I've not managed to do the output that I really would have liked to have done. But you do what you do. If you just want to sit down and just talk about general book, most people can just quickly do that. It's just that I want to do something a bit different and do stuff that I'm enjoying. And yeah. So yeah, that's my biggest problem I have is time. This was in both of the original ones. I said, what equipment do you use in creating videos? People can really overcomplicate this, of lights and stuff like this. I use my iPhone. It's iPhone, is it 13? Because it's got a nice HD camera on it. I've got external mic that I only got this year that I picked up really cheap off of eBay. It was normally about £100 and I got it for about 20-30. It's just a shotgun mic, but it helps me if I want to do some recording outside for other things other than BookTube, because I do like to do recording. I also have a couple of, I like old cameras, and especially ones with old video things, because it gives them, pictures are different and the look of the video looks old. And I sometimes use bits of those in my things, but my main thing is my iPhone and my mic. I've got a couple of lights that I use for taking photos normally, but I sometimes use them, especially in the winter, because in the winter here it gets dark it gets light about 10 o'clock in the morning. It gets dark again by about 2:30, or it feels like it's dark all day. So I have to use lights just to light up this room a bit so people can see stuff. And I use those a bit in the winter. But other than that, really, if you want to do stuff, make it simple. Start with your phone. Most people's phones nowadays are, even basic ones have great cameras on them and great video cameras. So really, it's really quite straightforward. And you can buy stuff later if you want to. But don't go spending loads of money to do this. Just don't do it. Just use the stuff you've got. And what are your plans for the next year, if you have any? And what do you want to do more of? I'd obviously like to do more of the Love and Podcasting. I'd love to do more interactions with other people. Maybe some discussions with them about different books, which would be lots of fun. I nearly did some with some we had a month or two ago when Al was on holiday for the podcast, and I had some guest stars lined up, and I was ill and they were ill, and it all went pear-shaped. But I'd like to do some more of that. I might do a few more live streams, because I quite enjoyed a few of those when people were coming in, but people need to know what's going on. I have a Philip K. Dick series I've been trying to do for 2 years on Philip K. Dick's films. I hoping to actually finally start making these videos, but I'm not promising anything. But really, more of the same. My sort of motto is, let's introduce people to some obscure books or obscure science fiction. I mean, one thing I would like to do is I've got a bunch of magazines, Omni magazines, Fear magazines, old Starlog magazines. I would like to find, I've been trying to think of a way that I can actually show these magazines well, because I'd like to do some videos on some of those and show everybody the content of them, because it's really quite interesting. But more of the same and some random things, but that's basically it. And we go to question 11, the final question, which is any advice to new booktubers or booktube curious people. Just make some videos. Don't stress about it. Just put it out there. Your first videos will be terrible. Everybody's are. Probably my normal ones are terrible now. Try to get over, like, I'm quite a nervous person, and to be a cliche, I am an introverted person. I know everybody on BookTube says they are. I am. You know, people say, "Oh, why would I want to go out? All my stuff is here." But yeah, just put yourself out there. It's fun, and when you put yourself out there, my next thing would be go and watch a bunch of channels, comment on the channels, interact with people. You know, if people comment on my videos, I try to respond to them. Try to respond to every comment on there, because I'm a small enough channel that I can do that. But yeah, just interact and find channels and put your stuff out there, and just don't have to overcomplicate it. Sit down in front of your camera, talk about something you love. Do the BookTube newbie tag. See, I now remember what it was called, because I couldn't remember at the beginning. And just get out there and do stuff and have fun. If you're not enjoying it, don't do it. That's silly. That is the main thing. And the other thing is, don't, as much as I like playing around with editing and doing weird, silly things, you don't have to over-edit it. Just sit there, record, start, finish. One of my pet hates is I'm a real downer on jump cuts. And when people go through their videos that they've been talking, and they cut it, to cut out all the pauses and all the bits that they've forgotten, and so it jumps around all the time. Even big YouTubers do it. I absolutely hate it, and sometimes I just turn off a video because it just annoys me that much. I would rather have somebody speaking in their normal cadence, normally, even if they go and ah a bit, because it just feels more natural, feels more friendly. So don't, if you're going to edit, don't over edit, especially just talking to the cameras. But yeah, that's my advice to it. So yeah, that is my BookTube anniversary for year 2. So anybody else is coming up, do it. And I said this is my Redux version, so I'll put the questions below of how I formed them. And I said it was from the 2 that I've seen floating around. I don't know who did them originally. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will speak to you all very soon. And I'm hoping to get some more videos out this week. It's been a very, very busy week. It's been ultra busy. So yeah, I will speak to you all very soon. Bye, and thank you all for watching, those of you who watch, and thank you all comments. I'm so grateful for, I'm really grateful for the BookTube community, little corner of BookTube that we sort of sit in. I sit in with a few people. I'm really enjoying it, and I love talking to people. So yeah, and if you want to contact me, my details are below. Want to do anything else, links to all the videos I've talked about. And I said thank you very much for the past year, 2 years that you've been, if anybody been watching me and commenting, and any of the booktubers out there, I love what you do. Speak to you all very soon. Bye.